Hey, yo, breaking news. While the mass media is not talking about this and everyone's distracted with 9/11, the G20 just announced that they are launching a global framework of digital currency and digital IDs. Listen.
Laying the building blocks for a globally coordinated and comprehensive policy and regulatory framework for crypto assets. The global push for clearer policies on crypto assets has gained momentum under the Indian presidency, and a global consensus is emerging on the same. The presidency will support the IMF and the FSB, and FSB is also setting the contours of the regulatory framework for a globally coordinated approach to crypto assets. So the presidency, with the support of IMF and the FSB, is setting these contours. The IMF and FSB synthesis paper, about which I've spoken to the media earlier, including a roadmap. On that, I just want to give my observation. This synthesis paper delves into how the policy and regulatory frameworks developed by the IMF and the FSB, alongside the other standard-setting bodies, will fit together and interact with each other. This paper is now available in the public domain for all of you all to see.
For those of you who are wondering, what is G20? 20 of the world's largest economy formed in 1999 that was conceived as a bloc that will bring together international economic financial stability. It is an annual summit gathering of G20 leaders that debuted in 2008 that has evolved into a major forum for discussing economics as well as other pressing global issues. Be mindful, no one appointed these people that are civilian. Now, crypto was initially portrayed as a move away from the central banks, more of an amenity, something that's much more convenient, like using cash. And that's not really what this is about. If anything, it's the total opposite. If you ask me, this is the rollout of the central bank, CBDC, central bank digital currency. Now, the central banks have been working on this for a mighty long time. They have been working with governments and private corporations to usher this in. And very soon, they will have the full ability to monitor, to regulate, tax you by however way they see fit. Such as if you put out anything that they would consider as disinformation or misinformation, or you haven't got your latest booster shot. So until you comply, we're gonna have to restrict your account. Are you people not seeing what this is leading to? And if you ask me, this is nothing but the preparation of the mark of the beast. We are starting to see how these imaginary climate lockdowns are not too far-fetched. Now I'm here to tell you that this agenda will make the previous COVID-19 restrictions look like nothing on the next go round. Now what these people are rolling out are called the digital panopticon. Basically a digital prison. Those of you who are not up to speed to what is a digital panopticon, let me educate you. Digital panopticon is a biomedical security state that emerged during the COVID pandemic that requires the powers to monitor and control the movements and behaviors of an entire population. Do you hear me? Understood as a vector of disease to manage microbial threat that necessitates mass surveillance facilitated by digital technologies, a level of intrusion. Basically, they don't want you to have a free society. This is where the digital IDs come into play. Listen.
Which I'd like to draw your attention to is the financial inclusion and productivity gains through digital public infrastructure. India, as you all are aware, through the India Stack, became the first country to develop all three foundational DPIs: the digital identity, the real-time fast payment, and a platform to safely share personal data without compromising privacy. So embedded this concept in the G20 financial inclusion agenda by formulating G20 policy recommendations for advancing financial inclusion and productivity gains through digital public infrastructure.
And the fact that they are announcing this is letting you know that they are about to roll this out. And you people also got to remember what Klaus Schwab once said: this is your new normal.
I assume we are just going back to the good old world which we had, and everything will be normal again in how we are used to normal, in the old fashion. This is, let's say, fiction. It will not happen.
Also, I need you people to understand that the G20 announcement also goes in alliance with Elon Musk. He has plans for X, Twitter app, as they recently announced to approve payments including cryptocurrency and to begin to collect users' biometric data and other personal information. If you ask me, this sounds like total compliance in a global digital identification agenda that was just announced, such as with G20. I told you people that all of this was going to be innovated due to problem, reaction, solution. COVID-19. As I always stated, never let a great crisis go to waste. What I need you people to understand that the final tactic is to have all of you all enslaved. The new digital system, which is the mark of the beast that I've been telling you people year after year. What you people got to understand is that this is going to be the only way that you're going to be able to go to see your physicians. This is the only way you're going to be able to work. This is the only way you're going to be able to travel. This is the only way that you're going to be able to buy, sell, or trade. And also, this is the only way that you're going to be able to live into these people's society. People keep asking me for the solution. The solution is to resist, such as myself. I'm here to tell you people that mark of the beast is being rolled out right in front of all of our eyes, and you have to make a decision such as what the scriptures say, man. Anyways, I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, Bahawashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah, Shalom.
Climate crisis is spiraling out of control, but G20 countries are in control. Together, G20 countries are responsible for 80% of global emissions. Half measures will not prevent full climate breakdown. If there is climate change, 80% of the emissions have a lot to do with it. And 80% of the emissions come from G20 countries. So G20 countries must assume leadership. Because if we are indeed one global family, we today resemble a rather dysfunctional one. Divisions are growing, tensions are flaring up, and trust is eroding, which together raise the spectre of fragmentation and ultimately confrontation. This fracturing world would be deeply concerning in the best of times, but in our times it spells catastrophe. Our world is in a difficult moment of transition. The future is multipolar, but our multilateral institutions reflect a bygone age. The global financial architecture is outdated, dysfunctional, and unfair. It requires deep structural reform, and the same can be said about the United Nations Security Council. We have no time to lose. Challenges stretch as far as the eye can see. The climate crisis is worsening dramatic, but the collective response is lacking in ambition, credibility, and urgency.